What's up, it's your boy Mike Muse. Welcome to the conversation, the Mike Muse Show. I'm so excited to be in conversation with my next guest. As you guys know, folks, there's no secret that I love tennis. I've had a lot of tennis players and people associated with the tennis world here for a while on the Mike Muse Show. And this is an individual who I've been super duper excited to be in conversation with. I was there. I was at the moment at the US Open when the dynamic Sloane Stephens won. So, ladies and gentlemen, the incredible, the incomparable champion of tennis, Sloane Stephens. What's happening?
I'm good. How are you? That was a good intro.
No, I'm super excited. Congratulations on being a beautiful bride.
Oh, thank you.
I know I'm 3 months a little behind, but
okay, it's all the same. Don't worry.
Are you still in the newness of being married and enjoying life, whereas we 3 months in, and it's like, you know what? It's just another day.
I feel like getting married for us, I mean, obviously we've traveled the world together. We've been together for a long time. I've known Josie since like middle school. So I feel like it was more of like, we just needed to do it. Like I always was like, okay, it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. And then it happened and I was like, okay, well, that was fun. What now?
Here it is. Well, all that to say, congratulations. You look beautiful. And I love the post. So I'm up to date with you, so I love the post of your mom, who is gorgeous. And you was like, it's getting it from your mom was a person. And I will have to agree. Please tell your mom that someone thinks she's absolutely beautiful. Congratulations to you. But you're here to talk about not your wedding. I'm not getting into your personal life at all. I don't want anybody getting worried or scared. So fun fact, so I love seeing what my guests are up to on Instagram. I think Instagram is just a fun way to get to know the guests and what their POV is. And you have a great time on Instagram, it looks like, but I won't even get into all the fun things that you do on Instagram, but a good life. But you're here to talk about IcyHot. Talk to us about this campaign, the squad. Talk a little bit about why you joined IcyHot and why you wanted to get involved with it.
Yeah, I think IcyHot is a brand that everyone uses, right? When you're super young, you know about IcyHot, you always see it. You always see it around, like your aunts and uncles, your grandparents, everyone can use it. And I think it's something like, as I've become a better athlete, you're always looking for things to enhance or make you feel better. Now that I'm a little bit older, I'm very interested in, how do I get that relief? How do I make myself feel better? How do I warm up? How do I, techniques that work for me? And I think personally, obviously I love the IcyHot team, the squad, the family. It's such an amazing company, but in general, to be able to connect those dots of, warming up better, recovering better, like those types of things always are very helpful. And then obviously to work with Shaq and Rose, it's incredible. Like, who doesn't want to be a part of a team like that? A squad.
My mind, you guys get together and have drinks and dinner. Is that just something that's in my mind?
We haven't done that yet. But I do feel very much we're such a good team. And I think obviously when we shot the footage and stuff, like we all had a great time. It was super fun. I think it's cool. And I think it's even better that IcyHot is bringing athletes together, like the squad, because you don't see a lot of campaigns like that, which kind of bring super cool people together in different sports. And I think obviously having a soccer player, football player, and then Shaq, who's one of the greatest ever, like you don't see that often. So the fact that we're getting to work together is super cool.
And what's it like for you? Because tennis, I always talk about this, tennis is such an individual sport. And so here you are as an individual, and now like you have a group. Do tennis players, you guys often sometimes want that team dynamic consistency? And is that something that maybe have drawn you to do a campaign with the squad with these incredible athletes? And as you said, who doesn't want to be associated with Shaq? He's just a phenomenal human being.
Yeah, a massive human being too. So I think for just in general, wanting to be on a team and have that like connection or whatever, I'm so used to it being myself. So anytime I can like be in a campaign or be on a squad or be on a team, like I'm like, this is so fun. So I think being able to share it with other athletes, obviously not just tennis players, but Darren, a football player, a soccer player, all amazing athletes in their sports. I think being able to kind of bring that together and show that, pain relief is possible for any sport and any athlete, whether you're young, you're old, you're whatever it is. And even if you're at the top of your game or you're just like a weekend warrior, I think it's important to know that it's for everyone.
Let's talk about the weekend warriors because, it's spring. I live in New York City, so the weather is getting nice. My gym is increasing with attendees as we are all trying to get summer body ready, including myself. I have a trainer and he's always talking to me about the emphasis of like stretching. And I think as I'm getting older, I'm kind of leaning into that a little bit more. I remember I used to just get out there and start running 3 or 4 miles, not even stretching before or after. When I was 22, it was great. Now I'm not 22, it's not so great. I remember I started running like 2 days ago, Sloane, and I literally stopped probably about maybe 30 feet in. I was like, and Mike, you did not stretch.
Yeah. I need to warm up a little bit more. Yes.
Let's stop and do that. Talk to us about, as a tennis player, because you guys are doing heavy cardio, heavy running back and forth. Talk about the importance of like getting your body physically ready, and then how IcyHot can sometimes help with recovery on the aspect of that. So pre and post, as we're trying to get our summer bodies ready, Sloan.
Yes, as we're trying to get, all of us are trying to get our summer bodies
Well,
ready.
you don't need it, but
yeah.
hi.
No,
Those of us who are not tennis champions, we need it.
Yeah, I think obviously as I've gotten older, I've kind of found what works best for myself, my body, and obviously training and traveling and having all these different routines. And I think obviously one of the most important things is stretching before and after, the flexibility, the injury prevention, like those things obviously come into play way more now. As when I was 20, I wasn't worried about stretching or injury prevention. I was just like going with the flow. So I think now I've put a lot more emphasis on that. Like before I actually work out, what's my routine before, and then post workout, the recovery, like you said, like even in the middle when you're warming up, you're doing things like that, like your body is still active, so you like your body in motion, like you have to figure out what works best for you. And I think that's why IcyHot's such a great like kind of go between, because you're not forced to sit down and like apply something and have that process and then wait 25 minutes and like that whole thing. It's very much on the go. You put it on and you can feel it working right away. Like it's something that kind of gives you that like good, quick, like, okay, like I feel better. You instantly feel it. Right. So I think for an athlete, like I said, a professional athlete like me, a weekend warrior, like it's fast acting and you're able to actually feel it. And I think a lot of times people are like, if they don't feel it, they're like, I'm not sure it really worked. So I think IcyHot kind of gives you both of that in between of like actually feeling that pain relief, feeling warmed up, feeling the actual feeling of something, gives everyone, I think, a little bit more security in what they're using.
I've always loved that warming sensation when I've used IcyHot. And yeah, it has always been, I feel like it's working. I feel like if I'm not feeling something, and I'm so old school, I think, and probably backwards thinking, I'm like, if I'm not feeling it, it's not working.
Yes, exactly. My mom's like, I use this, she told me use this and it's not working. I'm like, it's working. But again, you old folks, if you're like, if I can't smell it, if I can't feel it, it's not working. I'm like, that's not true. But I think with IcyHot, obviously it's such a household brand that it's working. And I think that's what people get the security from, knowing that, like I always say, like from 8 to 80, like, oh, don't use IcyHot if you're 8, but from that age range,
I know what you mean. You know what you mean.
It's broad, right? You can use it for a lot of different things. And I think that's what makes it so great.
If you talk to your mom, like my trainer talks to me, we were doing this new exercise yesterday. And he asked me, he was like, does that hurt? I was like, it doesn't. So what am I doing wrong to make it hurt? I want to make it hurt. He was like,
I want to know what's happening. I want to feel it. Like,
my trainer was like, Mike, are you a crazy person? I was like, no, I've just been taught all the wrong things. Really quickly, and you're not here to give us any fitness tips. Let me be very clear, audience, but just, you do so much cardio and I'm very cardio intensive. Is there like a stretch that you like to do, like pre and post, like while applying IcyHot? Like, do you have a favorite go-to stretch that you like?
Well, I'm a very lazy stretcher, so I like to have someone stretch me. But if you don't,
I hear that, Sloane. I hear that shit. That's like, come on.
If you don't have someone, if you don't have a trainer there to stretch you, I would say the most active stretches are literally like the ones that you're laying down, you're stretching your hammies, like you're able to kind of manipulate yourself. That's what I like, because they're obviously the easiest ones. But I think if you don't like stretching, I think foam rolling is like the second best thing, because you can kind of get every muscle and still be super lazy and just kind of like feel the tension release.
Audience, she is talking my language. Super lazy, super easy. I have a trainer, but I'm not a grand tennis champion, so I can't afford him to come every day to my crib. But audience, if you see me, I look to my right. Normally, my foam roller is there, and she's absolutely right. I have my foam roller. And I like to do it while watching like Netflix or just watching television, like just roll on the ground.
I always tell people, like, if you don't like stretching, like foam rolling is the easiest thing, because you literally can do it for so long and not realizing that you're doing it. Like, you could watch a show, like you can do so many things. And by the time your hour show is over, you've literally foam rolled like your whole, like every square inch of your body. So I like it. It works.
I thought I would like you, Sloane. I just had a feeling you're my kind of people. Like, how can we work more efficient, right? Efficiency, right?
Work
Smarter, not harder.
There you go.
Twinning. See, Sloane, I knew you would like me. I knew you relaxed and you would like me. I'm an easy guy. There's another thing that's IcyHot that you guys are working on. There's a couple initiatives I want to hit on. I'm not going to keep you long. But you guys are really working on a thing called like comeback courts. Talk to me a little bit about that. I love give back initiatives, and my audience does too. So talk a little bit about what comeback courts are about. And I love how comeback is spelled with a Q. Shout out to Shaq again. I feel like Shaq is just through this.
Yeah, he was the inspiration. No, I think obviously when you align with the company, you love to be a part of something where you're giving back to your community. I love giving back. It's something that's very near and dear to me. So I love being a part of things where you're making things happen for someone other than yourself. I think comeback courts is super cool because, like Shaq, when he started, redoing and revamping basketball courts everywhere, like that's like the coolest thing ever. When you look at Shaq, you're literally like, he's like God. Like, he's the coolest, nicest, funniest, most giving person ever. And to be a part of something like that is incredible, because doing it, IcyHot, again, doing it all over the country and making sure that kids have accessibility in a brand new place and being able to just be a part of that is super awesome.
That's great. So is the theory then you guys are just kind of helping like rehabilitate tennis courts or basketball courts or athletic fields for our youth to be able to participate in?
Yeah, so hopefully they are doing basketball. Obviously, they've done a couple of them, but hopefully we can do some tennis backboards so kids can play on the walls and stuff. My foundation's in Compton, California, and we're in the school district in Compton Unified. And yeah, that would be cool if we could redo some courts there, some backboards, some walls. As you know, they're taking recess out of schools, which is super important for kids, especially in underserved communities. So being able to pinpoint what these kids need the most, I think with comeback courts is super cool, just because IcyHot's a brand that's actually invested in the community and wanting to help, better these communities. And I think that's a great thing. Obviously, when you align with the company, like for myself, I love giving back. Like I said, I love the philanthropic part of it. So being able to align with the brand that actually aligns with me and what I'm doing with my life and my goals, I think is super cool.
Can you talk about your foundation if that's okay? Talk about a little bit about what you guys are doing. So the reason why I lit up is because I have a partnership that I have with the Oscars, and I created this film summit. And part of the film summit is we bring about 500 students that encompasses Los Angeles, Compton. And so what we do, Sloane, is we make sure that students are at there to learn about the art of filmmaking. And then when I was doing coverage, working with the Oscars, really discussing the importance of representation and how Beyonce had the Oscars come to Compton, into the tennis courts, more specifically. Yeah. And so my audience is up to date with me in this journey. So talk to us a little bit about your foundation and the importance of why that matters, right? In particular, as recess is being cut from budgets. Well, not budgets, but there's no place for them to go.
Yeah, they don't have any space to go outside, really. And I think it's so important, just because in underserved communities, why I was so like drawn to Compton was because tennis is considered a very hard level entry sport. And so people don't play because it's so much easier to pick a basketball up and shoot and your friend be the hoop and you're like playing and having a great time, or a soccer ball where you literally only need the ball and like you can play in your house and make your own goal out of like sticks or your broom or whatever it is. Tennis, you need a ball, a racket, a court, a net, a coach. Like there's so many things that you need. It's very hard. So when I started my foundation, it was more or less because I love tennis, and tennis has given me so much in my life. I've been able to meet amazing people, travel the world, experience so many incredible things. And I've really used tennis as my vehicle, where a lot of kids don't have that opportunity to even think about doing, traveling the world or even going to college, like little things that we, take for granted. Next year is our 10-year anniversary of the Sloane Stephens Foundation.
Congratulations, Sloane.
Thanks. And yeah, and
say the name of it again. I talked over you when you were saying the name.
The Sloane Stephens Foundation. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter. We're on all those things. Okay. Anyway, so we are based in Compton Unified, and we do high school, middle school, elementary school tennis. We have recess tennis. We do Saturday tennis. We do so many things, but our kids are starting to play tournaments. Our first two girls last year, first generation college students, went to Compton College. So we're really developing, and I'm excited because a lot of kids who would have never even thought to play tennis or to even try to play tennis, attempt it, have got on the court and tried to better themselves. And I think that's super cool. Like I said, being able to, we hold diversity camps, we do Special Olympics, we do everything. And I love giving back. I love being able to give other kids the opportunity, just because I was afforded so many things in my life. I don't know why, but God put me here for a reason. And I'm just trying to make the world a better place for tennis players and people who want to play tennis. Just my life. And I love it.
What a beautiful spirit that you have. I see why you're doing with IcyHot and you have a squad, but really I see more so why you're participating because of the Give Back initiative and how that really reflects your constitution. Just as a personal side note, what is it like when you see, I mean, you're right, all the things you think about that prohibits people from playing tennis. And I'm just wondering, once you are able to provide that, what is it like seeing a young boy, a young girl out there just hitting the ball on the backboard? What is that like?
It's so cool. Like I said, we have our first girls last year participated in like divisionals or whatever, I don't know, in the school district, like their tournament. I don't know what it's called. Someone would have to tell me what it's called, but the first girl in Compton high school history participated. And I think like for us, to provide like that, I think in the playoffs, there you go. Thank you. And in the playoffs for the school district is incredible. She represented her high school. And I think for us, like my mom's like in tears and hysterical, but for someone who started 4 years ago and to be able to continue to play and like 4 years of development and just, after school tennis, weekend tennis, like them playing tournaments, them getting UTR rankings and all of these things. Like it's such a journey. I feel like they're my kids because I'm so invested. I'm like, these are my children. But it's just so nice to see kids like really enjoy the sport. And if it wasn't such a tough entry level sport, like so many more kids would be able to play. And I think just giving them the opportunity to play, whether it be one kid or 1,000 or 6,000, like that's, what we're here for.
Sloane Stephens, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you go to check out the IcyHot squad. There is some dope athletes in there, and check out what they're doing with the Get Game Ready and the comeback courts. But also too, check out SloaneStephensFoundation.org. Sloane, you're really doing some amazing things, and I can't wait now to go check it out and support and see what else I can do to help amplify what you guys are doing, because that story right there is awesome. So I see why you're awesome, Sloane, on and off the court, my friend. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you out there somewhere.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having me.